While the excitement around AI continues to grow in 2026, the risks are evolving even faster. And many organizations are still treating them as theoretical, rather than immediate business and compliance issues. Today, I'm taking a much deeper look at the real risks of AI that IT and GRC teams need to understand and actively manage right now. We'll examine the 7 most critical AI risks that are already causing real incidents, regulatory actions, lawsuits, and board-level conversations in 2026. For each risk, I'll cover what it actually looks like in practice, recent real-world examples, the business and regulatory impact, why it's uniquely difficult to manage, and the practical steps GRC teams should be taking this quarter. This is the kind of honest, in-depth assessment that helps you have credible conversations with leadership, auditors, and the board. Welcome to Applied IT GRC, the channel for practical, no-fluff insights that help you stay ahead of emerging risks. Let's go deeper into the real risks of AI in 2026. Risk 1. Hallucinations and confident incorrect outputs. AI models still generate plausible-sounding but entirely false information with high confidence. In 2026, this has moved far beyond embarrassing mistakes. It's now a source of material legal, financial, and compliance risk. Real example. A global bank used an internal LLM to summarize the latest regulatory guidance for its compliance team. The model hallucinated entire sections of non-existent rules, leading to incorrect policy updates and a subsequent regulatory inquiry. Why it's dangerous? The confident tone makes humans more likely to accept the output without verification, especially under time pressure. Why it's hard to manage? Hallucinations are inherent to how current generative models work. They predict the next token, not truth. GRC actions this quarter. Implement Retrieval Augmented Generation, RAG, for any high-impact use case. Add mandatory human review gates for external or regulated outputs, and establish clear, do not rely on AI alone policies. Risk 2. Bias and unfair outcomes. Even advanced models can systematically disadvantage certain groups due to biased training data, flawed design choices, or proxy variables. Real example. In late 2025 and early 2026, multiple Fortune 500 companies faced class action lawsuits and EEOC investigations when their AI-powered hiring and promotion tools were shown to disproportionately score candidates lower based on gender, ethnicity, or non-traditional educational backgrounds. Why it's harder in 2026. Bias can be subtle and context-dependent. It often appears only under specific conditions and is increasingly scrutinized under emerging fairness regulations and ESG reporting requirements. GRC actions. Require regular bias audits using diverse test datasets. Maintain transparent documentation of model decisions, and enforce human oversight for any decision that affects individuals. Risk 3. Data poisoning and adversarial attacks. Attackers are deliberately feeding malicious or low-quality data into models, either during training or through ongoing fine-tuning, to corrupt future outputs. This risk is particularly acute for models that ingest public internet data or allow user contributions. Risk 4. Prompt injection and jailbreaking. Users, or external attackers, craft specially designed inputs that bypass safety mechanisms, causing the model to reveal sensitive information, generate malicious code, or ignore ethical guardrails. In 2026, this remains one of the most common attack vectors against internal AI tools. Risk 5. Privacy and data leakage. Large language models can memorize portions of their training data and later regurgitate personal information, source code, or confidential business details when prompted cleverly. Real example. Several organizations discovered that seemingly innocent queries to their internal AI assistant caused it to output excerpts of customer PII or proprietary code that had been part of the training set. Risk 6. Model drift and performance degradation. Over time, models become less accurate or reliable as the real world changes around them. Without proper monitoring, this drift can silently degrade critical business processes. Risk 7. Third-party and supply chain risk. The majority of organizations rely heavily on third-party AI models and APIs. When you use someone else's model, you inherit every risk they carry: sudden capability changes, outages, new vulnerabilities, or shifts in their governance practices. For each of these 7 risks, the most effective GRC response combines 3 layers: technical controls, guardrails, monitoring, RAG, output filtering; process controls, human review workflows, approval gates, testing protocols; governance controls, clear decision rights, documented risk appetite for AI, regular board-level reporting. Download the free AI Risk Deep Dive Checklist and Mitigation Tracker from the Starter Kit link in the description. It expands on all 7 risks with scoring guidance, real mitigation examples, regulatory mapping, and a template you can adapt immediately for your own environment. If this deeper examination of AI risks gave you clearer insight and concrete ideas you can bring back to your team or leadership, hit like, subscribe, and follow at Applied IT GRC on X or LinkedIn for more strategic GRC content. Next video: what governance actually means in GRC in 2026, and why most teams get it wrong. Thanks for watching. Which of these 7 AI risks is currently getting the most attention, or causing the most concern in your organization right now? Let me know in the comments. See you in the next one.